My name is Artemis Kassane. I'm founder of New Earth Center and New Earth Superconscious Living. I own a conscious corporation inspiring people to eat consciously, speak consciously, and awaken their conscious life.
I'm Kelly Colby, and I'm known as the Rejuvenation Girl. Basically, rejuvenation is finding the fountain of youth in our body, unlocking it, and being able to live that. So rejuvenation is all aspects of life. It's not just the body, but it's the mind, the spirit, the emotions.
I'm going to talk about the 5 systems of detoxification in our body and how we can cleanse with ease, how we can let go with ease. We're eating consciously, so we're eating in a way that's in harmony with the earth. We're eating a high raw, vegetarian, vegan lifestyle focused on superfoods and healing foods.
My name is Paul Reese, and I live here in Stephenville, Texas, and I am running this smoothie and raw food bar in Stephenville, Texas. Okay, Cleanse Stephenville was an intention, and the intention was that 1,000 people would do a 10-day cleanse in the town of Stephenville. And the town of Stephenville is very interesting because it's the cowboy capital of the world, the dairy capital of the world, and the UFO capital of the world. So to get 1,000 people here to do a 10-day cleanse is a pretty big challenge.
Cleansing is happening every day. Every time we breathe, every time we exhale, we're cleansing. Every time we urinate, we're cleansing. Every time we eliminate, we're cleansing. Every time we sweat, we're cleansing. So I'm going to talk about cleansing and advanced detoxification today. I'm choosing to bring to your awareness that cleansing happens every day. This is not something you do once a year or once a season, that we're always cleansing. We inhale and receive, we exhale and let go. Everybody take a breath. Exhale. You just cleansed.
I started early in life, like everybody does, straight out of high school, going to college. And then when I was 34, I went back to college again for my medical degree. And I had a daughter that died of a genetic disorder, and that's the point that I stopped.
I started eating foods in a whole new way. I started thinking about food in a whole new way, and I also felt distinctly different. And I felt in a whole new way. So, when I made raw lasagna and raw cheesecake and raw pies, and I just started experimenting with raw foods, and then I started noticing how much more energy, more life force was in the raw foods I was creating. And then I made the gradual transition into a very high raw lifestyle while working at the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center with Dr. Gabriel Cousins.
I was given a vaccine when I was pregnant with my oldest son. And when he was born, his digestive system was really messed up. So the only food that he could take into his body was raw, pure food. So that really started us on the raw food journey.
But we had hundreds of people streaming in through the week, and a lot of beautiful changes happened. And it was a 10-day cleanse, and they could choose between 100% raw foods and smoothies and juices, or just juices. And everybody that did it saw remarkable improvements in their life, from their relationships to connecting to God, to arthritis disappearing, to diabetes shots going from 6 to 1 a day just in a matter of 10 days, to losing 15-20 pounds in 10 days, and just inflammation reducing, a stress-free mindset.
We're always taking things in and letting things go. Now, as I talk about advanced cleansing and detoxification, as I share with you the 5 systems of detoxification, as I share tools that support cleansing, all the systems and the tools I'm talking about are ways to empower the natural cycles of cleansing. So it's ways to support naturally what we already do every day.
Raw food has been amazing. Raw food, it helps to purify the body. It helps to purify the mind. It helps to purify the spirit and the emotions. It's one of the most amazing things that I've ever done. Like when I put my clients on a detox program, it can only do so much. But when they get into that pure live food, then, it's just their whole world changes. And it's not just, their physical body that changes, but it's actually their life begins to change. How they interact with people, how they deal with the world, and how they're able to take in their experiences is completely different.
Cleanse Stephenville it was actually a calling from God to me, and that's why it was very easy. I felt like I've traveled, I've lived all around America, And to me, Stephenville represents America. It's very real people, very down to earth, hardworking, but needing to get back in harmony with a little bit of healthier lifestyle, I believe. So this is actually the micro version of what I want to have happen on a macro scale. So Stephenville was like the test for Cleanse America, which is going to be taking place this next year.
Raw food changes lives by helping people heal at all levels. When we incorporate more raw foods into our life, we're incorporating more light, more life force, and more energy. So anything in opposition to that light, life force, and energy will come up for healing. So we literally can heal at all levels with raw foods. Now, it's not just about being all raw and all raw is being all right. Raw foods is a catalyst for change. It's a bridge for people to awaken physically, to heal physical conditions. Raw foods is a bridge for people to heal mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So raw foods have the aspect of touching every aspect of who we are, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And they also fill our bodies with light and life force.
One of my friends had sent me an email from Penny, and she was talking about Cleanse Stephenville, and I just felt this feeling inside that I have to go. And it was totally insane and out of the blue, but I just followed it, and I came up here, and I came up halfway through, and it was really amazing because I'm so used to fasting and cleansing and raw foods, but I'd never done it in a group before. And I mean, it really changed so much for me.
For most people, cleansing can just mean eating whole foods. For the standard American diet, which is processed food, fast food, overconsumption of meat, things like that, a cleanse could be raw foods, but for someone who's been doing raw foods for a while, maybe a water fast or juice fast would be a cleanse. Jesus did a 40-day water fast and cleanse in the Bible. And so a cleanse is basically just giving your body a chance to reset its metabolism, to detox, to cleanse the intestines, the organs out. And you do that by eating the simplest and cleanest foods that you can.
Have you had really weird symptoms show up during a cleanse? Yeah, like a Herxheimer reaction or a healing crisis. Or how many people have gotten like a cold or a flu during a cleanse, yet you didn't contract it from anywhere?
It's like a runny nose.
Yeah, runny nose. So sometimes we will encounter a trauma in our life, a virus or bacteria, or we'll even have an emotional trauma, and we'll hold on to that without fully healing it and transforming it within us. And then when we cleanse, what we've repressed comes up in reverse order as the symptoms have appeared.
And there will be times where some people will go through maybe detox symptoms where they maybe get a headache or don't feel so good, but it doesn't last long. If they push through it, they go back up to those amazing feelings of just that total well-being.
I was invited to come down and do a 3-hour class on conscious nutrition and sacred body language. So while I was at Stephenville, I was doing a talk on what our organs mean in consciousness, using our organs as a window into our emotional body, and talking about our stomach and its relationship to receiving, our liver and its relationship to forgiving, our spleen in relationship to self-confidence and I can. And I was taking this journey through the body, showing people how prayers and affirmations and decrees heal and uplift our body. The 4 pillars are conscious breath, pure water, daily movement, and your own personal spiritual practice.
The Barefoot Market I heard through Cleanse Stephenville. I've been to so many health food stores, and there really is something special here.
My journey with raw foods began about 5 years ago in California. At the time I was living on the ocean, personal trainer for ABC's Extreme Makeovers. And I went into a hardware store, and I was approached by this gentleman. He's probably in his mid-80s, I would guess, and big white beard, stood tall. And he shook my hand. He had a really firm handshake, and he shared his story of healing cancer and had been raw foodist for 40 years. And basically, he recognized the shirt, understood the program that I was prescribing to people, and he asked me if I really knew what I was doing. And at the time, I was pretty sure that I did because I was getting paid good money and training celebrities, and I trained for a year underneath this specific program, so I thought I knew it all. And I went home, and he gave me a DVD called Eating. I went home and watched the DVD, and overnight, went vegetarian, went plant-based, and that was my beginning to raw foods, and that was my start.
And during this 10 days, I experienced life-changing transformational event called Cleanse Stephenville, where my friend Paul Reese and Penny Shelton, the Barefoot Market, Scott and Corey, they coordinated a 10-day guided raw food cleanse for 300 plus people. And I got to experience people from going from like steak and eggs and meat and potatoes to 100% whole raw food lifestyle, all the way up to juices and smoothies and juices. And it was just an amazing life-changing experience. Just seeing people bring new foods into their life, cleanse and detoxify, and seeing how they just transformed their entire lifestyle. So it wasn't just their bodies healing, their relationships were healing, their community was healing, their emotions were healing. All of this was in a metamorphosis, so to speak. So Cleanse Stephenville was transforming people's lives, and it was really transforming the community as well.
With raw foods, really, that's the new gold. You know, people are worrying about where they should put their money and everything else, and it's really in food. Because money can only sustain us for so long. Food will always sustain us. So I really encourage people to start gardening. You know, even if they container garden, they don't have to have a large, but start growing your own food. Start getting to know the foods that you're eating and really where it's coming from. And this place here, Barefoot Market, is so sacred. I mean, there's just, if you come here, just to come here to experience the energy here and the people and the loving that they put into all their food, that makes a big difference.
My wife and I began a practice of sun gazing, and we started building light and prana, which is another word for energy or light. We started sun gazing and looking directly into the sun every day for up to 44 minutes. And as we did this over 6 months, we started to drink in the light of the sun through our eyes, and our brain began to hold a charge, and that light began to come through our bodies and awaken our endocrine system, awaken our cells, and our body became literally vehicles of light through staring directly at the sun. And there was a biological change that happened in us. There was a very real transformation that happened through sun gazing that helped us connect more with nature, with plants, with sunlight, with the light, energy, and food. And after sun gazing, it was a natural progression to go raw for us.
If you're out there and watching this, and my message is that I want you to be one of the people that make up 1 million people in America doing a 10-day cleanse. And I know that the experience will define what this event really means. And if you've never done a cleanse, it'll change your life. So my message is that I want to see a bunch of people cleanse their lives. And I believe that just by cleansing the physical, that the mind, body, and spirit all hold hands. And to change one thing is to change everything.